everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. This is the Young Grognard, the Young Grognard, kicking it to you live with a special Halloween spooktacular episode where we are playing something other than Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing Fiasco. For anybody uninitiated, Fiasco is pretty well a diceless role-playing game that functions a lot like an improvisational game, whereby we have pretty limited prompts, pretty limited storyline, and we have to well, I guess make a bit of a fiasco of the place. So, with that being said, the scenario we're going to be playing today is called The Beast of Sucker Creek, and I'm going to read for you guys right now just to set the mood. I'm going to go ahead and read the intro blurb here. So, the blurb reads as is, sightings of a hairy man-like creature in and around Sucker Creek go back hundreds of years. The legends of the Rayado people tell of the Ni Tashihi, the strong one, who lived in the dark swamps of Sucker Creek Basin. Since white settlement of the region, reports of blood-chilling cries in the night and occasional sightings of the beast have been a fixture of local gossip. Is it a madman, a crazed bear, something strange and wholly new to science? No one knows, but those who have crossed paths with it are convinced of one thing: the beast of Sucker Creek is real, and you don't want to make it angry. Well, that's the storyline we're operating with here. But our characters, as generated by a fancy schmancy dice pool, are as follows. And storyline's pretty much going to come up based on these characters and their relationships with one another. So to begin with, I will be playing Kyle Lexus, who is a bit of a troubled youth who grew up in the town of Sucker Creek. And he now, as a wealthy Bitcoin miner and owner and whatnot, he now with a bunch of money has decided that his main goal in life is to wreck Sucker Creek by draining it and building a Starfield Acres 2, building something of a giant trailer park to make a bunch of money. It's probably going to be a front for more Bitcoin mining, but his relationship in this whole story is with Anthony's character, Horace Hum, who he and Horace are monster hunters, but only insofar as it is a convenient cover story to what he's really here for. And that brings us to Horace. So take it away, Anthony.
So my character, Horace, is a sort of, happy-go-lucky, get along family man with his swampkin, who will be played by Ryan. He is more than happy to be involved in the schemes of his various friends and family, so long as he's the guy who gets to wear the Scooby-Doo villain style gorilla suit in said schemes.
Okay, cool. And that brings us to Ryan, right?
Yep.
So Ryan, who are you playing as?
I'm going to be playing as Fleetus Flum, who is a local troublemaker. The Flums and the Hums have always been swamp folk, but it seems lately like the Hums have been getting more to be city folk, They don't seem quite as dirty as they used to. But the Flum, well, Fleetus knows what the Flums are about. And that's why he decided to start cooking meth with his good friend Peterson, because what else would he do? And unfortunately, that didn't quite work out. And so him and Peterson were shipped off to local county jail, where luckily they escaped. And now Fleetus is enjoying his freedom the only way he knows how, with his tricked out Gator X UV 825 off-road vehicle, which he lovingly calls Maribel, and is, just out there tearing it up in the swamps, kind of just enjoying his life.
And that brings us to Ronnie. And Ronnie, who are you playing as?
I'm playing Peterson. As you heard, he did have some past relations with Fleetus, doing some interesting business with meth that didn't go so well. Once he got out of jail, he tried to start a new leaf, doing an ice cream shop, and it's been pretty successful in research so far, especially with that good old ingredient he gets in the water that used to be where their meth shop lives. So he's hoping that he'll keep up his good business and his always frequent customers. And he hired one of the locals, Ricky, to help him scoop in some ice cream. But I think he has more to learn about Ricky than he thinks about his whole backstory there.
Leads us to a Jared who's playing Ricky. So you want to tell us more about our friend Ricky?
Ricky's just in love, you know, so deeply with Kyle. But then Kyle opened their restraining order against Ricky, and he's just trying to scoop ice cream and, you know, fall in love. But Ricky will get his revenge. If he can't have Kyle, no one can.
Very, very good. A little terrifying. But so this leads us right to the start of the game. So essentially the way the game works is there's two major halves, two acts. Each act has 10 scenes to it because there's 5 of us. So what's going to happen is each of us gets 2 opportunities for a scene where we can either set the scene or we can choose the resolution. So by setting the scene, we essentially pick another person at the table and we have to improv a scene, but we get to set the scene. The scene could be a flashback, it could be a flash forward, it could be a phone call, text messages, whatever, but it has to be an interaction between the characters. NPCs can be dragged into this, and we can sort of, pull in other players at the table to play NPCs if we want to. But essentially we're setting a scene to kind of push our story forward. So as far as resolution goes, there's a dice pool in this game that we've already got handed to us, where at any point in the scene, we're allowed to pick if the scene's going to go well for the character who started it or poorly. The person who gets that resolution is the person who started it, so they get a die, and at the end of that, they get to hand the die off to somebody at the table. So I'm going to need each of you to at least keep track of if you get a good die or a bad die. I have them labeled as red and blue at my table over here. But essentially, we've got one dice pool in the middle that we're all going to be pulling from. And at the midpoint of the game, we're going to do some fancy schmancy math with it. And depending on what you got for dice and what you rolled on those dice, you have the ability to shake up the story a lot. So if you choose not to set your own scene, you can be the one who chooses your resolution. So you can basically say the scene's going to go well, but then everybody else at the table gets to pick what happens in the scene. So just because I've pulled everybody in to play Fiasco, I'm going to begin this one and I'm going to set the scene, and I'm going to have everybody else pick the resolution at any point during our role playing. But for this scene, I'm going to have Kyle Lexus, my character, and Anthony's character, Horace Hum, meet at the local ice cream shop, Lowell's Ice Cream, owned by the lovely Peterson, where we are going to meet on a rainy afternoon and discuss things. So the scene begins with Kyle Lexus ripping up in his Honda Civic, which he has put a lovely decal sticker on the side of it that says, "Too fast for you." He comes out with his sick faux hawk and his leather jacket. He's got on his Ray-Bans. No, wait, what are those sunglasses that dudes wear? The ones that are like the
Aviators?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears aviators. Look at him that. And he's got a douchey 5 o'clock shadow on, but it looks like he probably had like 2 weeks to build up his 5 o'clock shadow. So with his little boyish face, he walks into the ice cream shop and he sees Horace sitting there at the table. So as he walks up to the table, he says, "Horace, baby, my man, what's shaking?"
So Horace there, sitting at the table, ice cream in hand, is dressed pretty much exactly like a farmer. He's got, his John Deere cap, like a dirty undershirt underneath his orange overalls with only one shoulder done up on the overalls. He looks over and says, "Oh, Kyle, long time no see. Hey, you gotta have some. It's
Says,
yeah.
"What flavor is it?" As he pulls his aviators off and he looks at it with a look of dismay. It looks purple and brown with smears.
Peterson's wiping the cap.
I don't know,
Gives
but
him
it's
a wink.
really good.
He just gives him a wink and a thumbs up. It's like, that's right. No,
Isn't that meth lab guy? He's like, "I thought that guy went to prison for meth."
Probably not.
So he just shrugs and sits down at the table and he says, "So I got to ask, did you get the stuff ready for Operation Monster Hunter?
Oh yeah, of course. It's right outside. I only got the best. And
Says,
he holds up his hand in like the little okay sign, and he sort of nods his head out like the big picture window in front of the ice cream shop to a very muddy truck parked outside.
well, it's alarming that your muddy truck can carry all of the industrial grade pumps for all the swamp water we're going to be draining. I mean, all the monsters that we're going to be hunting. But I appreciate that you parked it right out front. It's very inconspicuous, Horace. I can always trust you to be a very intelligent man in this project. You're a good friend and a better monster hunter. And he gives the most like audible wink a human being ever gave, and it just. So at this
Oh,
point, you
shucks, you
guys
know
at
it.
any point in this point in the scene, you guys can pick to either have a good outcome or a bad outcome. So, and you guys, whoever's not acting in this can pick for it. So, what do you think?
Like, is this like, are we treating this like Roman gladiators, like a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
We can do it that way.
That
What do you
would be-
think?
Thumbs down. You said shit about my ice
Okay.
cream.
All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll mark off one of the bad dice off of the Google Doc, and I'm going to put one bad die in my pile. So at this point, when he looks back outside, he can see that the local authorities are kind of looking over the truck, which is comedically jam-packed with a bunch of pumping equipment. And he looks outside and he says, all right, I think we might have to move this. I think it looks like some people are taking a look at our monster hunting equipment. And with that, he's going to get up and walk outside, go to his Honda Civic, and do a sick burnout on the way out of there, just like one of those annoying ones. And he's going to try to make sure that Horace hurries out of there with the truck full of stuff. And
Oh,
that's
shoot,
where
you're
we'll end
right.
the
Time
scene.
to shoot. You're right. Time to beat it. Horace runs out, tries to start the truck, but it stalls for a second before he ultimately putters down the road at about 20 miles an hour with the very heavy load of stuff and a very confused local sheriff wondering what happened.
Perfect. And so now for scene 2, Anthony, you get to pick either to set the scene for yourself, or you can pick if it's a good scene or a bad scene, and we'll design it for you.
Let's pick things up. We had a turn to the bad last time, so let's pull a good scene out of the bad one.
So I'll go ahead and mark off one of the good die. Can you keep a tally for your own good die?
Yep.
Okay, so in that case, we get to pick what happens with Horace. I can see that his need is to enjoy his gorilla suit, and it's going to end well. So let's do a flashback to Horace at the local dry cleaners, where he's getting his favorite gorilla suit properly cleaned for some reason. So who's going to be there at the dry cleaners with him?
I think maybe Fleetus was driving by and saw Horace at dry cleaners and was just sort of so upset about the idea that one of his cousins would go to a dry cleaners of all places, that he ripped off the road and swings open the door.
Okay, so go ahead, take it from there.
Now, Horace what is that? What does that sign say? And he's just pointing to the sign directly above him.
Well, I reckon it says dry cleaner.
Dry cleaners. And what in the hell are you doing in here?
Well, see, it cleans your stuff without water. And the tag on this here Halloween costume
What the
says
hell's
dry
wrong with
cleaner.
just fucking getting out in the swamp? The swamp's got water and it cleans your stuff. Where are you going that you got to get so clean you can't bring the swamp with you?
I need it to look as good as possible. We gotta.
You saying I don't look good right now?
I got a real good monster hunt coming up. Old friends gonna be back in town pretty soon, and I need all the goods directly in place where they gotta be.
You're not talking about that Lexus boy, are you?
Hey, yeah,
He
you know,
bought a
don't
Lex.
worry,
He doesn't even own a Lexus.
yeah, you
He
rented
got all
one.
that. He got
Uh-huh.
all that money off of them Bitcoins, and he doesn't even got to Lexus for us.
Well, you'll see,
Embarrassing.
it'll all work out just fine with, you know, we're gonna prove that the beast is real. Yeah, that's what he told me we was.
Fleetus spits on the ground. I'll show you a beast out there in that swamp. Me and my gator, me and Maribel. That's the beast. Okay, that's the beast. I don't know. I don't know what's getting into you these days, Horace. And
Well, you know what? I got me a little time. Why don't we go ahead and head out?
all right,
I'll pack up my suit and we'll do some off-roading before I gotta meet Kyle.
now you come here. You
Yeah.
don't tell anybody about this, but Peterson opened up the ice cream shop. I know where he gets the stuff for his scoops, and let me tell you, that swamp water hits just right now. Why don't we go out there? We'll get a little dirty. We'll get proper dirty, I think. We'll get some of that tea-colored water. And I tell you, Horace, you're gonna forget about this whole dry cleaning business, and you're gonna remember what it means to be out in the swamp.
Oh, dang, tea-colored water. Why didn't you say so sooner?
That's my boy. And Fleetus pulls out a gun, shoots it twice into the air, and hops into his tricked out. King drops in the Maribel, slams it.
God damn it. Well, now it's Fleetus's turn to have a scene. So are you going to set the scene or are you going to pick a resolution?
So if I choose a resolution, it's good or bad, and then you guys set the scene for me. All right. We'll do that one, but bad.
Okay. So you're picking to have a bad resolution. Okay. Fair enough. So let's see. Where would Fleetus be if his whole thing is to? Oh, okay. I figured it out. Okay. Fleetus and Horace are going to be at the local gas station because Fleetus has officially run out of gas in Maribel, and they do not accept the illegal tender that you have because you have Bitcoin, not Bitcoin. And so you're attempting to pay for it. Oh, no, we'll say Kyle's there. So Kyle's there with his Bitcoin and he's trying to access the Bitcoin ATM, and you're trying to find a Bitcoin ATM and you have no gas. So, okay. So Maribel has been officially pushed up to there. So this is right now time. So before with Horace was early in the day. So Kyle just came back from the ice cream shop. So he comes ripping up to the entrance to the gas station and hops out to go get some of those white Monster, like sugar-free cans, because like that's the most Kyle beverage I could think of. So yeah, and he sees Fleetus attempting to pump the gas manually at this point. And by manual, I mean like big
He
manual.
sees Fleetus with a tube in his gas tank trying to suck the gas out of his, what was it, a Civic?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to suck the gas out of his Civic. You can also tell that Fleetus is also huffing the fumes as much as he is sucking.
So with that, he walks outside of the gas station and he says, "Are you freaking kidding me? Are you
Fleetus
for real right now, bro? Do you
doesn't
even know what you're doing right now, bro? Are you messing with Too Fast for You?" As he like strokes his finger across the bottom of the decal to show it off.
Fleetus doesn't stop sucking or breaking eye contact and just pulls up one middle finger to give him. And then he finally hits gas and coughs a bunch up and then puts the hose down, but not into the container he had because he forgot what he was doing, and he's now going to get into a conversation. So there's just gasoline pouring out on his shoes and he doesn't care.
Kyle just says, he's like, "Do you know how expensive gas is right now? It's not worth anywhere near a fraction of a Bitcoin, okay? Which you wouldn't understand, okay? You're probably one of those meth weirdos that live out here eating ice cream or something." So he cracks open one of the energy drinks and he just starts spraying it at Fleetus and starts like trying to shoo him away, like throwing salt at a snail.
Cletus just embraces the energy drink. I'll tell you about the fucking the Bitcoin. It's not worth shit. Just went in there and try and buy some gasoline for sweet Maribel, and they turned me away saying they ain't never heard no Bitcoin. You fucking city folk come in here with your fake money, you fucking Bitcoin. You can bite my ass with your fucking coins.
So that
The gasoline. And
Kyle sees the
puts
gas.
it in it. He takes off a shoe full of gas and runs it over to Maribel to start dumping it in the tank.
Okay. And so with that, Kyle just pulls out the fucking siphoning tube and he hops into Too Fast for You and rips out of there as fast as he can and flips off Fleetus on the way out. Throws another energy drink at him. Gives him a mean bruise in the back of the head.
City folk! City folk!
Are you tracking your dice? Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, I didn't even scroll down to see the Google Doc. Look at that. All right, so now that brings us to Peterson. So Peterson, you get to pick either set your own scene, and we pick the resolution, or you pick resolution, we set the scene.
I was gonna set the scene that Peterson would be kind of gossiping with Ricky, and I'm curious if Ricky. I imagine Ricky will not be paying attention to his scooping job. And he'll
Now
be
that he
like,
saw
"Ricky!"
Kyle Lexus in town.
What do you mean saw? He followed me into town. Like he clung to the bottom of the Civic. But anyway, so that's what you're doing. You're going to be chit-chatting with Ricky at the ice cream spot.
Yeah, because I imagine Ricky, when Kyle was in there, Ricky was just staring at him.
Okay, I think right from the get-go, I think we should give you guys a good die resolution right off the bat. So the scene's going to end well for the two of you. So go ahead and do it.
All right, 1 second. I should put the marking down the good. Okay. So right as Peterson watches Kyle leave and Horace kind of run right after him for their vehicles, he kind of looks at Ricky and he's like, "Ricky boy, I don't know what you see in him. You could pick better out here."
Peterson, he looked at me. I think
He looked at you, Ricky.
he may be reconsidering.
It's so creepy.
Ricky, of course he looked at you. You're the first face he sees when he walks in the door. What is he gonna look at? The freaking floor? Or himself?
But he picked me, not himself.
Okay. Well, Ricky, we still need to get these new scoopers cleaned up. I have a whole big old barrel of that secret sauce right in the back. I want to get it all prepped and ready for our evening shoppers. Hopefully they come in. But just looking around.
They always do.
They always do. That's for sure.
Especially those late night ones.
Oh yeah.
Clockwork.
I can't stand the fact that I would never in my wildest of dreams ever walk into an ice cream shop, have them offer me secret sauce, and ever agree to it. I don't know why in an ice cream place above all others. I don't want anything secret near my ice cream.
We don't publicly offer it, it's just given.
No, it's like a fancy like toffee or caramel. I feel like it's like labeled as like a caramel.
Sure, it is,
You
Peterson.
can tell it's made of
Math, isn't it?
brown swamp water, but it's the good brown. It's the healthy brown.
The barrel says caramel in quotation.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the good resolution here? What's the good ending? Or at
Well,
least for
Peterson just
Peterson.
sees Ricky. He just sees Ricky staring, and he's like, and he kind of like throws his towel on the counter. He's like, go ahead, Ricky. I know we won't get any customers for a few hours, and I can handle this myself. Go chase after your I don't know what you want to call him, but
My dreams?
sure. Make sure you
I
don't
like
go to
that.
jail,
I
okay?
like that he's your dreams, plural.
Yeah, he's in all of them every night.
It's always a different story. It's great.
You be careful about your dreams, Ricky. I had dreams once. Dreams of fleet.
And
They
now
went
you're
up
living
late.
your dream.
This ain't
Successful
no
business
dream,
owner.
boy. This is not a dream.
Don't forget, we are
Not yet.
escaped convicts. We did not get out of the prison system. We escaped it.
That's why I'm very surprised that Peterson got the business loan to open the ice cream shop.
Well, that's
He
why
did.
his name's just Peterson. They don't know what
Yeah.
his real name is.
Yeah, that's definitely not his real name. Definitely
Okay.
not.
On his driver's
All right, so-
license, it says Peterson in quotation.
It's the
Yeah.
library card. So now it goes to Ricky. So Ricky gets to pick either to set the scene or to choose the resolution.
I'll set the scene.
Okay. Who's there
So-
with you?
It's gonna be a text message he sends. So immediately after leaving the shop early, he's gonna, well, he'll maybe try to borrow a phone or something from just anyone off the street because he knows Kyle has his number blocked.
Well, Peterson will definitely have spare phones. He'll have a couple like
Yeah,
burners.
so Ricky will grab a burner on the way out and start texting Kyle. Kyle, I saw you at the shop today. Why didn't you stay to chat? And then
You immediately receive a bump back message that says, for Bitcoin trading tips, join my Patreon, and it has a link.
yeah, just gonna keep spamming messages. So 1 sec. Kyle, my shift ended early. Do you want to hang out? Kyle, did I do something? Please talk to me. I'll get you a free scoop if you come back here. Just rapid fire text messages.
And then one of them bumps back and says, join the Discord for $20 a week for insider tips. And then
Join
finally a text
Discord.
message comes through and it just says, yo, bro, who this?
And just ... Ricky.
And he says, ... Ricky, who?
Just, you know, winky face.
And he says, no, I don't, period. He says, you are mad weird. And he says, wait, are you the Ricky with ketamine?
If I say yes, will you come back to the ice cream shop?
He says, if it's you, tell your sister I'm sorry and I hope the baby is okay.
Ricky doesn't respond.
Oh, is that? I think that was a negative outcome right there. That felt like a very negative outcome for our friend Ricky.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sad. Is whoever's keeping track of those little die doing that too? Okay, good. I don't know who is that.
It's me and Jared.
Yeah. It's both of us.
Okay, I had a feeling. All right, so now we
Community
start the
thing.
second round of scenes. So now I'm going to set the scene. Let's see. I'm gonna have Kyle meet Horace out in the swamp by a small dry island that is surrounded by tea-colored water, where we have effectively set up a whole bunch of our pumps. So with that, he hops out of his Honda Civic, which has somehow managed to make it out into swamp country a decent distance, but he's had to walk his entire way out here. And in a very tasteless way, he's been wearing like Etnies or like DC shoes this entire time. So they're just like
Good choice.
shitty, sloshy, brown, suckered shoes, right? But he sees Horace in his truck that made it out here. And he says, oh man, you already almost finished unloading all the stuff? He's like, I would have helped, but like I got so busy. Some weirdo was trying to slurp the gas out of my fucking car.
No, what was an inconvenience? Don't matter. You're the idea guy. I'm just glad I get to be the doing it. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to start, right? Almost close to the middle of the swamp. So I was thinking. Everybody knows the story of the monster. right? So, I got the suit. I got it dry cleaned just for this. I think that if I wear it, just walk around the woods, right? We might be able to scare people off. So, it might be a fun idea, once we're done with all these all these pumps here. If I put on the suit and you just get some grainy pictures, start sending them around. Make sure that people know there's a monster out here in the woods and that they ought to stay away.
And so with that, he says,
Of course, is already
uh,
putting on the suit.
okay, so Horace, I know you've been very adamant about the whole wearing the suit part of this whole adventure here, but I can't stress this enough, and you would know this if you're part of my Patreon, that in order to make money, we need less hijinks and more plans that don't sound like crazy ideas. Unless that crazy idea is giving me your life savings. He sticks his tongue out and does like annoying little fingers there. And he says, but anyway, yeah, if you wear that suit, I don't know. I'm gonna hire some real monster hunters to come take care of you, because that's gonna really affect phase 2 of my plan, our plan. So just figure I'd let you know. I do not approve of the gorilla suit. I do not like the gorilla suit. I think the gorilla suit is a bad idea.
I mean, it could help profitability too. It's like the people who want to live in haunted houses.
Yeah, I'm not selling haunted houses to people. I'm trying to I'm just pumping water, okay? Frankly, it doesn't matter what I'm doing the next half of this whole phase. If you were part of the Patreon, you'd be well aware and you'd be rolling in the dough, bro. But you're not, okay? And that's why you like gorilla suits and hanging out with dudes who drive strange, tricked out Gator XUV 825 off-road vehicles, okay? That's the difference between you and me, Horace. And the sooner you
Farewell.
let that sink in your little swampkin brain, the better, okay?
Hey man, I'm just trying to help.
I think that's where I'm going to end that scene. I feel really bad about it, but I think that's where that scene ends. I
No,
also
is
feel
that
like
good or bad?
you guys pick. I feel like that was bad.
That's not a bad.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
other
I
thing
think it
forgot
was.
to do-
I think it was good for Kyle. He really drilled home what his plan was about. It
Yeah.
was bad for Horace, but it was great for Kyle.
like if my whole backstory is that I'm monster hunters with Horus and I lose my monster hunter companion, I'm kind of by myself at this point. I feel like that's not good to burn that bridge, but I respect whatever die you give me. But yeah. So which one is it? Bad die?
Yeah, bad guy.
All right, so here's where you guys are going to be mad at me, but this is also very on brand for the young Grognard. We were supposed to give away our die to people, so it has to be the same, good or bad, but we get to give them to people. So I'm going to give one bad die to Jared as Ricky, because I think that whole giving me the text message thing was pretty slick, and I liked that. That was a very good little interplay right there. And then for my other bad die, I'm going to give it to Fleetus for slurping the gas out of my fucking vehicle. So, where's Fleetus going to put his bad die that he got?
I will give. So I have to give it to someone who got a bad thing,
No,
right?
you can give it to anybody.
So it could be good or bad. Like,
So was
once
it was it
No.
from back in at his scene?
Oh, I
Previous?
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
technically,
yeah.
after you get awarded the die, it tells you how the scene's supposed to go, and then after your scene's done, you get to give that die to somebody else. It doesn't matter why you give it to somebody. You could do it because like it's Tuesday. Like it doesn't matter. But at the end of it, we have to roll up these dice.
I'm
So-
gonna give it to Anthony just because he's just a sweet swamp boy who wants to wear a gorilla suit. And he brought it to the dry cleaners, even though he was taking it to the swamp. Bless his heart.
And then, Jared, you got a bad die, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So who are you giving that to?
I'd return it to you, so we're just trading.
Very good. So I should have 2 at this point.
No, I
Good,
just
and
I
already-
gave you one already. I already did it.
Oh. Oops. All right. And then that means I already gave away mine, right? Yep.
You give away both
And
of
then
yours,
now,
yeah.
yeah. So now, Anthony, you had one good die. So where does that go?
And so I'm going to give that to Peterson.
Yeah.
because he is just got his good old ice cream place going, and his meth ice cream is a good subplot.
Where's Peterson gonna put his good die? Are you just gonna give it back to Horace?
I'm giving it to Ricky. He needs some good luck with that stat.
God
Very good.
bless him.
All right. So now it goes to Horace, who gets to pick the scene or the resolution.
All right, so I am going to flash forward to later that night where, dejected that his contribution to Kyle's plans did not go nearly as well as he thought it would, Horace is going to go find Fleetus somewhere out swamp, driving his tricked out off-road vehicle, and suggest that we put the real fear of the great beast in Kyle by messing with his pumps.
Hey, so you want me
Dress
to
up-
just hit him with Maribel, right? Because that's the
Just
beast of the
dress up the
swamp.
gator. Just dress the
that's
gator
right,
up as
but-
one big furry
Yeah, that's
fucking
right.
vehicle.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. But make it look like a monster. We should make it look like a real monster.
Hey, have you seen Maribel? She is a monster. Look at her. What
Yeah,
a
well-
beast.
Just
Look.
run it over.
Ricky,
It's like
no, Horace, if you got that suit you were dry cleaning the other day still, you take that with you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Now where is this fucking city slicker? Where is he out?
Where is he right now?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I do know where all of his pumps are.
Where's that?
That's what's gonna make him feel bad. It's over by the dry island. With
Wait.
the water.
The dry island I took you to with
Yeah,
the
it seems
tea-colored
like
water.
Seems like as good a place as any.
What are you talking about pumping that?
Because the pumps.
We
will
gotta
get stuck.
get out there and
The-
scare the shit out of this fucking. Oh, Kyle. Oh, you woke the beast now. Coming for you. Yeah, you made the right choice, Horace. We're gonna show that boy. We're gonna put the fear of God in him.
Yeah, let's do it.
All the tea-colored water in the world ain't gonna fix his hurt. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, now you're
right.
gonna get in that
So-
gorilla suit, and I'll contact you later. All right.
All right.
I think this should end positively because he gets to wear the gorilla suit and his friend has officially supported him.
His
So who are you
family.
gonna give the good die to?
Who am I gonna give the good die to? I'll bounce that over to Kyle because he played being a complete douche nozzle very effectively.
I don't like that. So now the scene goes to Fleetus. Are you gonna
Alright.
resolve or are you gonna establish?
I'm gonna establish.
Okay.
So once Fleetus finds out that tea-colored water is in danger, he's gonna be getting right on down to Lowell's ice cream shop and just almost crashes through the front door on Maribel and just slams up with the little gas he got out of his shoe earlier. He made that ride, let me tell you, on fumes. And he rolls up and he just busts down the door and Peterson.
By the way, I want this scene to end poorly for you, by the way.
Great.
Oh,
I'm giving the official thumbs down.
Oh no. And Peterson was just getting on his last barrel of caramel, all set and ready, and he's like, "Please, what on earth is going on? Just finished up my last batch here.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fried out in an hour."
it's gonna be your last batch of all time if we don't get out into the swamp tonight. Tell you what,
What do you mean it's not my last batch?
that fucking city slicker, Kyle Lexus, is out there with all those fancy pumps he had my cousin Horace buy. And he's out there draining all the tea-colored water. Now, I don't got to explain to you what that means for your business, do I?
But yes, why does he know about the tea-colored water?
Oh, you know,
You know
Horace.
me, you and yours,
I
know
took,
about it.
I
Me
took
and you are
my,
friends.
I took my boy Horace out there after I got out, and I just thought he was having a tough time. He didn't remember what it like to be a swamp folk. I wanted to remind him, show him a little tea-colored water. What was I supposed to do? I had
Horace,
to.
you know Horace follows goddamn
Okay,
what's his name?
you don't want to help me because I gave out the location to call water. That's fine, but give me $30 to fill up Maribel. You owe me.
Suddenly, the front door to the ice cream place opens up, and Sheriff Bungwater, the local hard ass, walks in and looks at both of you two with a strange sense of possible recognition.
Fleetus?
Well, Peterson kind
You're my pumps, bitch.
of tries to straighten himself up, tries to like drain back his hair, wipe off some sweat, and he gives them a
Your
nod.
mouth.
He says, "Good evening, Sheriff."
Fleetus runs up to Peterson, puts his gun in Peterson's hands, takes it out, shoots the sheriff in the leg. Now we're going back to prison together, or we're not going back at all. We going or what? And he points to Maribel outside.
So you shoot the one false leg that the sheriff had out from under him, and he falls to the ground with a thunk and an oof, as if only.
I
only
knew
the
that. I
closest
knew he didn't
people
have a
would
real
know.
leg there. But that gun's got your prints on it.
So the sheriff is rolling around on the floor in the splinters of wooden steel. They're like, "What the hell?"
God damn it, Fleetus,
Go
not
on.
again. Close those blinds.
Fleetus is already in Maribel, hitting the horn, playing the Mexican hats song, whatever he does. Ba-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yep,
Peterson just
okay, and with
shakes
that, the
his
sheriff
head. Oh,
drags himself out the door, and he points back at Peterson. He says, "I'll be back later to deal with you."
wait, how
think
far
that's a
is
good-
this guy out the door?
I mean, he's just scrambling.
No, and Peterson just says, "I'm not going to jail again." And he goes and shoves him back into the store, drags him back to like the back room, and he says, "You're gonna stay here till I fix my goddamn caramel problem." And he locks him into the back room, heads out, closes the blinds, shuts up shop, and then gets into Fleetus and he says, "I don't owe you any $30, damn it.
All right,
Get
well,
me back to my swamp now."
we ain't going far without your $30. Is all I'm saying. We'll get like, you want to walk through swamp, we can walk through swamp, but we can take Maribel.
Peterson just grumbles as they head to the gas station.
Don't try Bitcoin here. Don't work. See you then.
So now, does Peterson want to set the scene, or do you want to resolve it?
I'm gonna also give my
Oh yeah, right.
bad die to Peterson just for locking the sheriff up in the ice cream cooler, saying I gotta fix my caramel problem.
So, all right, Peterson, what's the plan?
Well, I want to get him gas real quick, and then I think I'd like to speed ahead and get right to when we're getting the swamp. And I would say we'd possibly meet up with Horace, who's bouncing around in his goddamn grill suit.
All right, I'm gonna say this ends badly for you guys too.
Oh no!
I'm just dunking all the bad ones out now.
Come on. Well, I guess we fill up Maribel. We get over the swamp, and just as we're getting in, Peterson starts seeing all the drainage. He's getting all grumbly, and then he sees a big black figure moving around. He's like, "What on earth is that?"
So from out of like the semi-darkness and the underbrush and stuff, comes a big hulking gorilla figure, running like Freddy Krueger in the first Nightmare on Elm Street, like shouting. "La, la, la, la."
Cletus pulls out his gun and almost shoots, then remembers the conversation he had earlier. Oh, Horace, I almost shot your ass dead like Peterson here just shot the sheriff's fake leg.
Hey, ho, 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 ho. He pulls off the gorilla mask and says, well, I guess that means I'm doing a pretty good job. But also, what's that about the sheriff?
Yeah, you don't
It's
gotta
nothing
worry
about
about that.
sheriff.
Peterson's got a hot streak. You know how he been.
Nope, Fleetus has got one foot up, way up his ass. Putting in some bad situations. But now we're gonna get down to business. Get these goddamn drains and pipes out of here before I see that sunrise, or someone's gonna be owing me big time at that ice cream shop. Do you hear me, boys? And he looks at Horace and he's like, oh yeah, you're wrapped in this too now. This fool over
Yeah,
here
well,
my
now
secret
I
spot.
I
You're
got my
tied in with
truck
this secret spot.
parked right around the corner. We can get started right away.
All right. So
We better.
why don't Horace? You're gonna be in the suit on lookout. If you see that fucking shitty slicker, come back. You scare him so hard he doesn't know fucking Jesus from Genova. You tell him what, all right?
Got it. You hear the skunk ape cry, and you'll know he's nearby.
Can you repeat the skunk ape cry for me right now?
Please do.
Yes. Oh, not too loud. You might attract the skunk ape.
Oh, right, of course.
All right, you get in those bushes. We'll take care of these pumps. Fucking Fleetus just drives Maribel just straight into a pump. I think this is working, right?
I love thinking these pumps are like as big as the gator thing.
Yeah, it's just riding up it. Like, cause it's got the tread, so it just starts going sideways up it. Wear it down.
Can that be what's wrong with the scene? Can that be the bad outcome? That well, actually, it's Peterson's
we can't
scene,
actually
so it's got to
do
be
it.
bad for Peterson.
Well,
I mean, I think it's already. I don't know.
I bet
don't
you
know.
at
How
least
would
a
we
good
make
amount of this.
It's already too late. All
Is
the
this tea
tea-colored
water?
water has been pumped out. Nowhere in particular, just into like the leaves and stuff.
Good. Glad we all have a very good understanding of how a swamp works. This is a very good story so far. Okay. So now it goes to Ricky. Now, Ricky, are you going to establish your own scene, or are you going to get a resolution going?
Oh, do I have to do something with my bad die now?
Oh, true. Yeah. Go ahead. Hand it off.
God damn it. I'm giving it to that idiot goddamn Kyle for putting these stupid ass pumps. Get rid of my tea water. Screw you, Kyle.
I'm going home.
Yeah, Ricky will get a resolution.
Okay. Are you picking good or bad?
Uh,
I think you
good.
should go for good. Okay. I
Huh?
was going to say,
Yeah,
did you say good or bad?
I said good.
Okay. I was going to say, because this is a very bad, heavy part right here. And the rest of the game is going to be all good stuff. All right. So I think that it would make sense if something good for Ricky. Shit. Who would Ricky be hanging out with? Or what would Ricky be doing that would be good for
mean,
getting
Ricky was-
revenge?
At the time outside texting, so he wasn't that far when gunshots went off, probably.
Oh, that's true.
So
Okay,
he
but what would be
probably
good
would
about
go
that?
back to the ice cream shop.
No. Maybe out of worry for Peterson, you followed them in the gator off to the gas station to get the $30 worth of gas. And that's where you saw Kyle in his car actively texting and watching TikToks. Maybe. Hello?
Hello?
Am I muted? What's going on?
No.
I definitely did not hear what you said, so that might
Okay.
have been on me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. I was saying maybe you followed Peterson after hearing the gunshots and everything to the gas station, fearing Peterson was back in a life of crime. And then once you got to the gas station where they're pumping, you saw Too Fast for You. And you decided to approach the vehicle, and Kyle's in it on TikTok. Just doing TikTok shit.
Jared doesn't know what TikTok is.
Okay. He's watching funny
My
videos.
bigger question is, why is this guy spending so much goddamn time at the gas station?
Look, he has
So-
nothing better to do.
The only place was free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, apparently
Bingo.
all he has better do is steal my goddamn tea water.
So what do I have to do? Because I didn't set the scene this time. I just
You just roleplay that.
and it'll just be a good outcome.
So it'll work
Oh,
out well for you.
okay.
You can direct
Okay.
it so it works out well for you.
Okay, I guess.
I don't like that good means you get to enjoy revenge you richly deserve, but you know, being the guy in the car watching funny cat videos, I guess I don't have much of a choice at this point.
I guess he will notice Kyle on his phone and distracted. I assume sitting in his car.
Yeah.
Waiting for the pump to take care of itself or something.
I'm just parked there by the side of the building.
Okay. Ricky's gonna go in to the store and buy some sugar and put it in his gas tank.
Okay. And yeah, he doesn't notice any bit of it. He sees you walking by the car, and as you do, you hear the car doors lock.
Just dump a whole full sugar Monster Energy drink, because you know he doesn't
Yeah,
drink.
just the yeah, the regular monster cans.
The extra sugar they only sell out in the swamp.
No, it
So-
was the BFC classic.
So that the window rolls down, and Kyle sticks his head out, and he says, "What the hell are you doing? Oh, wait, Ricky? Ricky? Oh,
Kyle?
Ricky." He says, hey, Ricky. I didn't think I'd see you around here.
You saw me earlier. I texted you?
Do you have ketamine?
No.
I think that was a different Ricky. Well,
I saw you at the
yeah,
ice cream store.
nice running into you. I
Yeah,
guess.
are you going for a ride?
Well,
Do you
I
need
just came back
company?
from the swamp. I've been a little in a little bit of trouble. Hey Ricky, question for you. We're good friends, right, buddy?
Like the best friends, yes.
Yeah, like ever
Maybe
since
better
that
than
thing
friends.
happened. Yeah, like after that thing that happened when we were in college, and you know, you were sending me hamsters in the mail and all
Boys will
that,
be
and
boys.
I had to get that document. A restraining order is such an ugly term, you know.
I
I
know you
think
didn't
that
mean it.
no, well, I mean, it was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was just you expressing yourself in an interesting way. I know how people from Sucker Creek can be. So I got a proposition for you. I don't know what you're doing for work. You say I saw you at the ice cream store. Well, listen, as much as I want you to become a Patreon, I've got a job that'll pay real good right now.
And we'll work together?
Yeah, we'll be best buds. See, what happened is my last business partner kind of flaked on me, got obsessed with a gorilla suit. I don't really understand it, but I'd really, really appreciate if you'd help me out. See, there's a bunch of these weird scuzzy hillbillies that are causing trouble, and I'm really trying to clean up the town.
They're the worst.
He kind of smirks at his own irony on that one, and he says, "But I could really use a friend." And he reaches a hand out to grab your hand.
Ricky for sure grabs his hand.
Good. He says, "Why don't you get in the car? I'll fire it up. This thing does real sick burnouts."
Yeah, why don't I follow you in my car?
Sure. Which car is yours?
It's down by my house.
You walked here?
Yeah.
Okay. That's strange. I'll tell you what, though. The job I need you to help me with is in the swamp. Do you live in the swamp?
Well, don't we all live in the swamp?
Well, there's a certain part of the swamp with a very particular colored water that I really need to get back to.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the swamp then.
Sounds good. I guess I'll just get a ride. And hops in.
Okay. And so this brings us to the midpoint. Oh, sorry. Where are you going to put your good die? Who are you giving that to?
I'll give it to you.
To me?
Hmm.
No, you shouldn't have. So what we're gonna do now is the total count of dice you have. We've reached the midpoint where we've hit the tilt. So now what we have to do is we have to roll our good die versus our bad die and see what our total roll is. So for instance, Jared, you have one good, one bad. So you roll 1d6 against the other one, and you just take the larger one and you subtract the smaller one and you take the total. So and the value is going to come out either positive or negative. So for instance, I'll do mine real quick. I have two bad die and one good die. So I'm going to roll two bad die. I got a 2 and a 3, give me a 5. And then I
Wait,
got a 6 with the blue
I have
die.
a-
So I have
so-
a -1.
Sorry, I have a question. Am I able to give the dice to people who weren't in the scene we were in?
Yeah, absolutely, bud.
Oh, okay.
Why? Like, because then why
I-
would he ask who you gave it to?
Myself or him? Like, I don't know.
No.
First time playing. So who are you going to give it to then?
Does there have to be a reason, or it has to be?
Absolutely not.
I would probably give the good die to Ronnie then.
Okay. So Ronnie has 2 good die and 1 bad die. So I'm going to roll up my total for bad die. And I got 6 total. So I have 6 in the bad die and I have 0 for the good die. So whoever rolls the highest for good die value and whoever rolls the highest for bad die value get to pick our tilt. The tilt is sort of the midpoint storyline shift that could potentially destroy everything we've worked up to or put quite a monkey wrench in the operation. So yeah, and it's a group decision between the 2 players who get the highest scores. So yeah. Ryan, did you get 1 single point for your bad die?
Yep.
Okay. And then Jared, you get to roll 1 versus the other one. So whichever one is the higher value minus the other one. So did you want me to roll it or are you going to roll it?
I can roll it.
Okay. So for good die, you got a 3, bad die, you got a 2. So you have a total of a 1 for good. And then Anthony, you got 1 good, 1 bad. So you get to roll them against each other. Did you want me to do it?
Well, I rolled a 4 on the good dice and a 6 on the bad dice. So that
So
would give me
-2.
-2. Yeah.
Well, sorry, it'd be a 2 for the bad die because it'd be 6 minus 4. So you got 2 for bad. And then Ronnie gets to roll 2 good die versus 1 bad die. Did you want me to roll it?
Sure.
Okay. So your total for good die is 6 and your total for bad die is 3. So you have a total of 3 for good. So I win for the bad die and you win for the good die. So you and me get to pick what we're going to have for the tilt. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that open right quick. All right, here we go for the tilt table. All right, ready? So we have to roll the rest of the dice that weren't used. So I'm going to just roll the whole pile of them. All right, so we have no ones. And we've got a lot of other numbers. Yeah, so we just basically can't pick anything with a 1 in it. Everything else we can pick doubles of. So Ronnie, you and me get to pick one of these. So I guess how about one of us picks the type and the other one will pick the other part. So our options are mayhem, tragedy, innocence, guilt, paranoia, and failure.
I think one's
We
gonna
actually
say
get to pick 2 of
spookiest.
them. We actually get to pick 2 of them. So I guess you and I both get to pick. So I'll pick the first one. I'm gonna go for mayhem. Oh wait, we can't use ones. Damn. I'm gonna go for failure. And so that's one of our 6s. We have 1 6 left. And I'm gonna pick 2. Something precious is on fire. So we only have 1 6 and 1 2 left. So that's one of the things that happen in the tilt, and you get to pick the other one.
1 6 and 1 2.
No, we have every other number. You just can't pick 2 2s or 2 6s.
Got it. Can we go down? I
Just
don't like.
tragedy, death out of the blue.
I feel like that's
Just Fleetus drops dead. I'm sorry, what'd you say,
Fucked
Ronnie?
up.
no. I don't think I want tragedy. I think I'd rather go down to like failure.
No, we're both picking failure.
I don't know. I feel like that works.
A stupid plan executed to perfection.
Fuck.
Well, we can't pick
That's-
that one because we don't have
That's
one.
all of us.
I would say something precious is on fire.
Well, I already picked that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's exactly what Dan picked.
All right.
Why don't you pick a different one so we're not both failure?
I mean, you did just lock up a cop. Paranoia. might
Oh my
be
god.
okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, what's under innocence though? Maybe we could all get out.
Love
That's
rears
what
its
I'm-
ugly
The
head.
wrong guy gets busted.
Love rears its ugly head. Okay, I'm down for that
Ooh.
one.
I was like, yeah, we could get some good old revenge from Ricky.
He's
You
in a
think
car
so?
right now.
But we don't
Car
have to
that's
say
not
which
gonna
one it
last
actually
long.
is.
Yeah, I
All
want to go
right,
with
so
that.
love rears its love rears
head,
its ugly
yeah.
head, and tragedy something is precious is on fire.
Oh,
Well, I think
boy.
I know what I'm going to set on fire, but we'll wait until that point comes up.
No.
All right, can y'all see the board?
Yep.
All right, so now Kyle's going to start us off. So now what's going to happen is when we get a die for the scene, we can what's it called? We can only keep it. So we can track how many of the die we have to make sure our tally is right. The pool is supposed to not change. So we gave out
There should be 10
2,
die out total.
4. Yeah, how many good, how many bad? Well, good, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 bad. Okay. So cool. Okay, and then that means we only used 4 of the other ones. So perfect. So we've got cool. So now let's see. I'm going to I'm gonna establish my scene. I'm gonna say this is how about this is a text message chain to Horace. And so as I'm driving down the road, I pull out my shitty flip phone that I somehow managed to have, and I text Horace. And so I'm going to open up the text chat, and I'm going to open up by saying, "Yo, bro, you up?"
Yeah, what you need.
And so he texts back and he says, "I'm sorry about earlier. Are you in that gorilla suit still?"
Yep, keep a watch.
And he says, "Are you worried that that swamp ape is actually real?"
It could be, probably not. Never seen it.
He says, LOL, just like a naked woman. Never seen that neither, but that's real. Let me tell you, brother. And then he sends an obnoxious stream of like 5 different gifs.
From a flip phone.
Yeah. So I need a resolution from you guys. Is this going to end poorly or well?
I vote poorly just because I have an idea.
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay, well, if you got an idea, go ahead and spring it on me.
Yeah. So Horace is going to end the scene by setting out the skunk ape call, alerting Fleetus and Peterson that Kyle is on his way.
Let's hear it one more time.
I don't even remember what it was. It was like,
Yeah. Perfect.
At this point, you guys can hear a snap, a crack in in the brambles outside of the swamp where you guys are, and it doesn't sound like it's Horace. And that's where I'm going to end it.
Boy.
So go ahead, Horace. So I got a bad die for that one.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So now we can erase all the die that we have in the total count, and we can just start putting in a fresh count of them. Okay. So Horace, go ahead. You're going to either establish or resolve.
Establish? No, resolve.
Okay.
So that's the one where you guys pick the outcome for me, and then I have to role play, right?
So you can go ahead and
I'm
tell us
voting
the scene.
good.
Yeah, good.
I mean, I can't disagree with the masses, so it's gonna end well. So go ahead and tell us what the scene is.
All right. So I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna start the scene with Fleetus and Peterson hearing the skunk ape call, and Horace goes back to where the two of them are trying to dismantle the pumps.
You
Does
see,
that mean that they also heard the crunching in the woods?
Ooh, probably, but I can imagine they assume that it's Horace coming out of the woods to be like, "Hey, I just got a whole bunch of texts from Kyle. He was asking about whether or not the ape is real, and that he wants to make up and be partners again. It means he's probably on his way. If I knew him.
what? Can you flip the pumps to like reverse? Cause like the tea water's gone, and you're making a lot of. I don't know how you came from that direction when you were making all that noise out there and the other direction. That's pretty cool, but doesn't help us get that tea water back.
Other that's probably just swamp deer or something. Yeah, let me see.
Didn't sound like no swamp deer.
It's the specific breed of swamp deer.
Horace does his best to flip the pumps around in the other direction.
Just turns them around.
You know
Well,
what?
there's
Yeah,
got to
that
be a
suck to
suck and
blow?
blow button. Yeah, one for
That's right.
suck, one for blow.
I like thinking there's like a Fluver vacuum instead of a Hoover one. Horace's family had Hoover, but Fleetus had Fluver.
Fluver, yeah.
Oh, you see, okay, I get it. You have to set it to W for Wumbo.
Okay.
Like so.
So what?
And he
So
clicks
what's so good about
he
the
clicks
scene?
it into the other direction.
Does
What'd
it
you
just
say?
reverse the water and actually works out?
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever it was actually being pumped to, it's now pumped back.
Fuck's sake. All right. Well, okay. Now it's Fleetus's turn.
When does the stuff from the flip come in?
Anytime we want, it just has to happen at some point. So some destroyed by a fire and an unexpected love.
All right. No, it was a love. It was not unexpected love. That was not it.
What was it again?
I don't. You're the one with the buttons.
is
Love rears its ugly head.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was
Very
the
different.
other?
I,
What
I
was the
think we
fire
know
one?
who that's
Just to
for.
remind us, what was the fire one for?
Something precious is
something
fire.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen to that swamp water?
Yeah,
Smoke
I
It's
mean-
on fire.
Fleet is seeing that tea water is now. Okay, hold on. I'll let you guys choose if I have a good or bad.
I say
Let's
bad.
keep the good. Let's keep the good times rolling for a minute. I feel like it's not time for
Going
a
good in
bad
the
turn
swamp.
just yet.
Me, I guess. All right, good for you then.
All right. So Fleetus will back Maribel down from the pump he was trying to tip over with it. First of all, after being like fully 90 degrees when Horace came out of the woods to greet them, just trying to ride up the side of it. And he'll just pop Peterson out from the side of it. Well, I mean, oh, look at that. D-Water's back. We're good as new. I guess we just gotta wait for that shitty sugar show up, and we'll show him what's for. We're gonna come out here and mess with the swamp folk. Get the swamp horns. But
Did you say swamp horns?
yeah, you mess with the swamp folk, you get the swamp horns. Common
Darn
saying,
tootin'.
everyone knows it. The jackalopes, but the swampalopes. Oh, thank God you didn't do any swampalope calls. We'd be neck deep in trouble. Just that fake old skunk ape call. And I got worried about that. But whew. Anyone else just wanna maybe just smoke a little meth? Just a little.
This ends well. How the fuck does smoking meth in the swamp end well?
I mean, for
Doesn't end
Fleetus,
well,
because
doesn't
he's
end well.
high.
Yeah, this ends great for Fleetus.
Okay, well, meth it is.
Oh my god.
Does anyone smoke meth with Fleetus? That's the question.
Well, of course Peterson does. But he
Okay.
doesn't- but he tries to like do it well. He's like, well,
Got to be productive while doing it.
Smoke a
Fle-
little meth.
Fleetus gets
As a
annoyed
reward.
with the way Peterson's trying to smoke meth like it's something fancy. Like, oh come on, no. You smoke meth like you're smoking meth. You don't do two things at once. That's crazy. And he tries to grab the lighter from him, slips, drops onto his shoes, which are still fully soaked in gasoline, instantly light on fire. Fleetus, high on meth, bats as a kite, rips his shoes off, chucks them into the woods, and lights up the bushes wherever that noise that wasn't Horace was coming from. And that's why this is a good one, because we can see what's coming.
I don't know that that's a good scene. I feel like you just lit the forest on fire. How is that good? Because you're high?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the water. High on meth protected the meth
Water's safe.
water.
Well, at least the water's okay. All right, well, good. So I guess Peterson, you can pick it up from here. Do you want us to establish or do you want to resolve? Or sorry, yeah.
Well, did anything light up in the woods? What do we see?
I mean, I don't know. It's your scene.
You interrupted the other scene with noises
You
from
take
the
it from
woods.
here, man. You're the one who's throwing your meth boots into the forest.
All right. And as Cletus's
Oh no. His
whole
Bigfoot on
film
fire.
shoes
Is he the precious
soar
thing?
through the air, it hits what appears to be a large man at first, but very suddenly entirely engulfs in flame as if he was covered in highly flammable hair. And screaming out from the woods, we get the swamp ape call once again. Please remind us what that is.
Anthony, what does it sound like?
Ah!
Echoing out straight at us. That's where we'll
Well,
end it.
Very good. Okay, for fuck's sake. All right, Peterson, are you setting the scene or are you resolving it?
I think I want to resolve it.
Oh, are you picking good or bad?
Let's make it good.
Okay, so that means we've had 3 goods.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, and we've had 3 goods and what? 1 bad?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Does everyone want it to go bad?
Like that?
Right, you get to pick if you're setting it.
I think it sounds like
Or set.
make it go bad.
You're gonna make it go bad?
Sounds like we want to make it go bad. It just sounds sad though.
I don't. This is great.
I mean,
Keep the good times rolling. We're
Make it
saving the
good.
brown tea water.
Yeah.
Well, fucking A. Okay, so go ahead. Let's figure the scene out. How does this end poorly for Peterson specifically?
God damn it. Something's gonna happen with that.
Gotta use the tea water to put out the fire.
That and they feel
Turns
it
out
right
it's
back into
highly
blow.
flammable.
well, yeah, that's like one thing. And 2, I feel like the backup police force is gonna come rushing out.
It's just the deputy.
Like, we're just gonna go back to jail again. That's a fear. That's a fear. I'm just curious, what like sorry. It's killing me. Just trying to think it through.
Do you
Goes
also
with
have
what's
a
happening.
flaming swamp ape charging you guys, but that could just affect Peterson too. If he was the closest.
Well, does Peterson still have the gun from that Fleetus gave him?
It's your scene. He
I-
can if he wants to.
I didn't
Yeah, I
quite
was gonna
give it
say.
to him, but it is openly on a holster you can take. Yes.
I think he's gonna try to shoot at the beast, and it's gonna go wrong. Like,
Sure, you're about to piss off the swamp ape. Yeah, you're gonna shoot at it and it's gonna get big mad and come kick your ass.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like
shooting a
like
gun
that on
around
fire.
explosives are really good.
Yeah.
Wait. How about the fire already burned off all the hair on it, and so it's just a naked Chewbacca guy, and it just beats the fuck out of Peterson, or at least it's looking to.
That's scary.
All right, so
Sure.
we're gonna start the scene with him pulling out Cletus's gun.
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
yeah. Oh, holy shit! It's a fucking swamp ape.
Ain't no more
It
swamp
does exist.
water. He shoots at it.
Jesus Christ, Peterson! You just killed a national treasure.
Did it actually die?
No, it's you graze it, and the thing gets super mad and comes after you.
Peterson, you just smoked all that meth. Your aim's off.
Yeah, it's breathing in all the meth fumes from the fire in the tea
Oh, I
water.
recognize those eyes. Get Maryville.
Peterson, you gotta stare it down. It's like a bear.
Make yourself big and clap your hands, a lot of noise.
I feel like he's gonna get all spooked from this yelling, and he's gonna get all like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, we're just making it. We're totally just making it worse.
Yep, two swampkin just fucking screaming at some dude who's about to get ripped apart by a swamp ape.
Yeah, I feel like,
breathing out your meth fumes.
how big are these pumps? Like, can you try to climb on them and something, try to get out of reach of the deep?
Sure.
Yeah,
It's your story, man. Like, yeah. Whatever you
Oh,
want.
well, actually, no, because they picked the resolve. So Peterson picked a bad ending. So yeah, we get to pick. How about no? It's too big and you can't climb on it.
Ah, shit.
It's all slippery with tea grease.
I know.
Oh, those pumps, they do sweat. They do sweat.
Goddamn tea.
Peterson, no, you don't climb a pump, lay dead.
For
I like
the
to
love
think that
of
in between
all,
these
maybe you'll
instructions-
lose interest.
Damn it.
So do we end with Peterson just getting clobbered and knocked out
No,
by
I
this thing?
feel like he'll
Just
try.
gets slapped
Well-
so hard.
I feel like he'll try shooting it again, and he'll accidentally try to shoot at something else. Like he'll graze someone else.
How about this? We end the scene with the swamp ape getting the gun from you as you try to climb up on a pump.
Oh Christ!
Peterson, it's fucking
armed.
hard.
It's using tools.
He's been smoking the methamphetamines. He's got a gun and he's naked.
He's gonna evolve.
Very good. All right, so I guess now it goes to me and Ricky.
Ricky?
So is this going to be a good or a bad? By the way, we have 2 good dice left and 4 bad dice left. So
Probably bad.
Yeah.
okay.
And you're
And this
rolling
is-
up in the Honda Civic, correct?
Yeah, that
So-
has sugar poured in the tank.
So you picked bad. So
Yeah,
yeah, we'll
well-
say this much: the car breaks down in the heart of the swamp.
Oh man, I was
And-
gonna work out a scene.
Well, you
Dang.
picked bad. Did you want good or bad? Because if you want
I
to
can
work
I
the
can
scene out, we
only
get to
I
pick.
can only pick.
No, I think
You
we
can pick
picked.
it.
We
Oh,
were
yeah,
gonna
I'm saying
pick
that
bad for him.
if you pick good or bad, then you don't get to do the scene. But if you do the scene, we get to pick good or bad. And you said probably bad.
Yeah,
so
he
I assume you
wants to
meant
set
it.
the scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the scene, but it's probably gonna be bad at the end.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Because
That's
I'm
my
involved,
assumption.
I think it should end good.
So, Ricky just continues to wait until he makes sure there's no more cell service for like a good 5 minutes, because I imagine it cuts out at some point through the swamp. And this is where the loved one comes into play, rears its ugly head.
Yeah,
And-
love
Are you
rears.
telling me I have to fall in love with you?
No,
No, just what
That's-
love will make a person do.
that's not what that means at all, Dan.
Yeah, love rearing its ugly head doesn't mean two people fall in. Dan, are you okay?
Do you know what love is? Do you
know,
do you need
I'm
Ricky to
just saying-
explain?
Do we gotta pause
just-
this and just have a chat?
When it rears its ugly head, implies
I
it
know
wasn't.
what love is.
When we say rears its ugly head, I feel like that means it's turning its head, and we're like, oh shit, there's love. Ricky's been staring me down the whole goddamn game. When
Yeah,
has
no,
it not been
It's
reared
not.
its
It doesn't
head?
mean it's mutual love.
Yeah,
I know, I'm saying you've always been-
let's let Ricky set the scene. We'll see where it goes.
So about 5 minutes after cell service cuts out, he knows the car will die eventually, but Ricky's gonna reach over and jerk the wheel into the woods, so the car gets stuck in the swamp. It just
Okay.
probably when there's like somewhat of a clearing, so it doesn't just slam into a tree, and just
Oh,
looks
yeah,
over
this-
at
this-
Kyle. Now we can be together.
This is gonna end badly. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's bad. Well, it is bad for him, not for me. So I get away. There, easy scene, done. No, I'm just kidding. So with that, Kyle just looks over. He unplugs Ricky's phone from the auxiliary cord that he let him plug into as a sign of good faith. He says, bro, he's like, why would you do that? Why would you grab the wheel? Nobody grabs another dude's wheel. That's a rule, dude.
Ricky rolls out of the car and runs into the woods.
So with that, Kyle's just like, bro, give me your information. It's like, but not like that. Just give me like your insurance, whatever, dude. Just give me your fucking wallet, bro. He's like, do you have Bitcoin? And so Kyle comes chasing after him into the woods. How does this end badly for Ricky? Now he's in the woods too? I imagine they run into the smoke-filled woods as
Yeah.
the fire is raging in the forest.
Just Ricky's getting lost in the woods right now because he has no clue where he's running to.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Yeah. So with that, yeah, Ricky gets lost in the fucking woods. And Kyle also is lost in the woods at this point, I'd imagine. But yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna resolve the scene to end well for Kyle, and you guys can set the scene for me.
Hmm.
And I would like a showdown between Peterson and Kyle. Peterson's fucking pissed.
Okay, for the swamp juice. Okay, I was like, what did I do? Oh, that's right.
So what?
I'm
So
like-
we start with Kyle running through the smoke-filled swamp. He doesn't manage to find Ricky, but he does happen upon the on fire, tea-colored water, dry island area where there's currently a fight going on between Horace Fleetus Peterson and the naked skunk ape with a gun.
Hey. So I just walk out into the clearing and see everybody, and everybody turns to look at me quietly. He says, hey, who touched my fucking pumps?
You see fucking Fleetus just take a big ol' inhale of that deep, dark fucking smoke coming up.
When you ask who touched your pumps, everybody, including the skunk ape, points at someone else.
Horace, still in the gorilla suit. And he just says, don't call me that, bro. I'm not a city slicker.
You get your goddamn pumps out of here, you city slicker. Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Wants to take a
Fleetus
goddamn
reaches
ape
for
after
his
you.
gun to shoot, but realizes that the swamp ape has it.
Goes to shoot Kyle, but realizes the holster's empty. And then with that, Kyle points to the swamp ape and he says, who the fuck's that? Put on some clothes, bro. What is this, like hazing? Oh, shit. Are you guys in a fraternity?
That's the swamp ape, Kyle.
He's like,
The
oh,
swamp
sick.
ape
You guys
is
already
real.
picking out nicknames? Can I be like Impressive Lexus or something like that? How about like Bitmaster?
You don't even drive a Lexus!
It's like, that doesn't matter, okay? We accept everybody in this fraternity, which, if I may so add, I am going to be running for president of this fraternity.
Peterson's gonna run up and try to like tackle him to the goddamn ground.
Well, this instance ends good for me. So how about we say that as Peterson rushes up to tackle him, Kyle does like a very cheap slap to the face, and Peterson slams into one of the pumps, and it starts pouring the water back into the, back out of the island water.
I would just say like it just triggers like seeing something running in the swamp ape. It just triggers its fucking chase instinct and just immediately just swoops off with Peterson into the woods.
No.
Okay, I like that one better. Very good. Okay. Horace, we have one good die left and 3 bad die left. So what you gonna pick? Or sorry, are you gonna set your scene?
Yeah, so I'm going to set the scene. So he's going to step up, still wearing the gorilla suit, with the mask in one hand, and just say, okay, everybody, we need to calm down. That thing has Peterson, big and it's pissed off, and we got to do something about it. So let's all just agree to put aside our differences and work together until this problem is resolved.
Did he drop the gun?
The swamp ape?
The skunk ape dropped the gun.
If he did, it's halfway between Fleetus and Kyle right now.
I'm just saying, if Kyle gets it, he's gonna turn it sideways like a douche and act like he shot a gun before.
Good luck with that.
But yeah, so Horace isn't paying any attention to the gun at all. He's
wouldn't say this
okay,
scene ends
everybody,
well.
let's put this off.
I think this scene should end well for Horace. I think he, with this peaceful attitude, deserves some good resolution.
I feel like Horace has had a lot of good things going for him.
All right, fuck Horace.
I think maybe this is it. I think this is the bad
Yeah.
one.
Bad for Horace.
All right, so that's one vote for bad, one vote for good.
I feel like it'd be funny if a third party came in there and thought Horace was the goddamn monster and tried to shoot him.
I'll vote bad.
Okay, that's several votes for bad. All right.
Well, I mean, Horace is the one who's picking the destiny here, so.
So let's see here. So let's see. How does this take a bad turn? All right. So so as Horace is trying to calm everything down, both Fleetus and Kyle go for the gun, and it accidentally goes off.
Shoots Horace in the leg. Ironically, like it shot the sheriff in the leg.
The same leg, right in the same spot. If you
Yeah,
look
poor
on the
Horace.
side of the gun is engraved Stump Maker.
Oh man! Ah, you bastard! You shot my leg.
Oh fuck, old Stumpy at it again. I tell you, he's coming for you. You gotta watch out when this boy's out.
No, they're like, this is fucking crazy. And he smells like meth. I only know because my friend Ricky. Not that Ricky.
I'll drown you in these waters, boy.
And I
He
think
jumps
that's
up
where we
and
can.
looks
I
around, he
think that's
says,
where we can
"Ricky?"
pass the scene.
Okay, well, Fleetus. We've got one good die and two bad die left. Are you setting the scene or are you resolving?
I'll set the scene.
Okay.
All right, so Cletus is gonna try and grab Horace, who's bleeding, and his gun, and get into Maribel and head off into the woods after Peterson. One of the pumps is reversed, but the rest, how many? We'll say what? There were 3 pumps total, so 2 pumps are still going back to T-Water. One pump is going out of T-Water. Sure. All right. Yeah. So that's
That's a
like,
circle of tea water.
yeah. Fleetus is attempting to grab his cousin and go after his partner in crime on
I'm
Maribel.
gonna say I think this should end poorly for Fleetus.
Yeah, I'll second that.
That's all I needed.
Hold on. No, we can get a tie.
No, if something bad is gonna happen to Maribel, this has gotta throw feet.
Whoa. Don't involve Maribel.
Yeah, well, that's what it's gonna be.
We just
Like
want to
Chaos
hurt
Ring?
Cletus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with getting a bad ending in this scene. I'm involved too.
All right, Fleetus will drag Horace into the back of Maribel. All right, there used to be a first aid kit back there, but I sort of, well, fucking needs them, right? Just spit on it. We'll be fine. And Fleetus takes off in the direction that he saw Peterson and the swamp ape go. We gotta get Peterson, cause I think he might have locked the sheriff in the ice cream, well, in the freezer, and I don't know how to open it. I don't think you got keys either, and I can't go back to prison. Cannot.
The guy who shot him in the leg.
Anyone's
You know, I'd
friends could be
say
on
it
that
hurts.
gun.
I'd say this hurts like a bastard, but the fumes are starting to get to me.
Yeah, see, just let it carry you, like it's carrying me right now. And you look over, and Fleetus has no hands on the wheel, and he's just holding down the accelerator as hard as possible, straight into the woods.
Yeehaw! Let it ride, cousin.
I knew the swamp didn't leave. And then, as he's about to say "you," he hits a stump, and they both go flying out of Maribel, who just crunches around it, fly through the air, and bang directly into the swamp ape and Peterson, who are, well, I imagine the swamp ape had Peterson up by his throat against a fucking tree or something. And so they both just slam into the swamp ape and fall to the ground as well. Oh, there's the stump maker.
There's the ape too.
Wait, who took the gun?
I guess Fleetus grabbed it and then lost it again as we flew through the air out of Maribel.
Okay. All right. So with Peterson, are you going to resolve it or set the scene? Peterson?
So, how many die we have left? Yeah.
We got one good, one bad.
Ooh.
Kind of saving the good die for the resolution to this late night B movie that we're writing here.
Beautiful love
I
story.
think we have to have one more.
Interestingly enough, the last die is actually a wild card die. So
Ooh.
Jared can choose to make it good or bad if he wants to.
Boy.
Or we can.
We could both do good.
I'd rather make it good because this is just gonna get really bad, and that won't be okay. So I'd rather there be a good resolution. So I'm
All right,
hoping
so
that
let's
when
set
they
the scene.
crash the car, well, when they crash the
Well,
Maribel.
when they
Well,
crash.
hold on.
the
Are you
car-
setting the scene, or are you selecting
No,
good
sorry,
die?
I'm
'Cause
selecting. So I want it to be good.
wait, so you picked the good die?
Yeah, so she's picking a good ending. And so
Okay.
that means the rest of us have to write the scene.
So
I mean-
Fleetus and Peterson fly through the air and smack into the skunk ape hard enough to make him let loose his grip on Peterson, who falls to the ground in a daze, and directly next to him lands the stump maker.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, so I guess we start the scene with Peterson having Stumpmaker within hand's reach.
Well,
Shoot him in the leg like you shot the sheriff.
Just gaslighting him.
you shot
Still a
the
little
shit
woozy from
out
being
of that
ape strangled.
fool.
We both know that's not true, Peterson. You're a wild card.
I feel like Peterson will be ready to like shoot at the ape, but I'm curious. Are Kyle and Ricky? They're nowhere close, right?
Well, I mean, you guys, we can all set the scene.
I
I
mean-
think at this point, Kyle probably could have followed, and Ricky would have ended up here after being lost.
Hey,
So
we
he
Yeah,
just
won't
you
was in
guys
the heart of
ran
it.
in.
We
You guys
won't
ran
say
into
where
Ricky.
Ricky ended up. Oh, okay. Like
So
with
we're just all in the cluster in the
Maribel, we
same
hit
spot?
Ricky because that's the only way we ran into Ricky.
Well, because you said you hit the ape,
Tree,
right?
right?
No, we hit a stump, flew out of the car, and our bodies hit the ape.
Yeah, Ricky could have just happened to be there and seen all this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a plot contrivance. Ricky just so happens to come here.
That's where I ended up when I was just running.
Yeah, so it sounds like, so as Fleeta calls out, shoot him in the leg like you did the sheriff. And Peterson has the gun ready to shoot the ape. Ricky comes stumbling in from deep in the woods, And Kyle arrives on the scene a moment later.
Yeah, Peterson turns his gun toward Kyle and he says, "That beast ain't no beast, but that man is. Messing with my goddamn swamp." And he shoots at Kyle.
He said, "What?"
No.
And then he's like, "I can't hear what you're saying." It just bang, shoots his fucking leg, and he's like, "Fuck!" He just falls to the ground.
The fucking stump maker, man.
Everybody identical shots in the leg.
Always
okay,
straight
Jesus.
through the femur, shatters it, no chance of recovery every time.
Jesus.
Peterson,
okay,
you
so this
missed
leads-
the ape.
Oh, let
He
that
just turned
goddamn. Oh, we
180
tortured
away.
it enough. And he kind of tries to
Okay,
like
so
shoo the ape out of here.
You're gonna shoot the. I think that ape's knocked out. I feel like that ape would have to be
Oh,
knocked out
okay.
after getting dive bombed by Fleetus and Horus, just getting slammed into.
Oh shit, then we got a reward. Look at that ape in.
She's got to blackmail the town with this swamp ape. They're like, nah, it's just some big naked guy.
Granddad.
What, Randy? Okay, so I guess it goes to Ricky for the final scene in this whole shindig, and you get to pick good or bad, or you get to establish it.
Just as a reminder, Swamp Ape unconscious, Horus shot in the leg, Kyle shot in the leg, Fleetus
Sheriff.
pretty okay, Peterson pretty okay, Sheriff shot in his fake leg in an ice cream cooler.
Depending on how long we've been out in the woods, probably not doing great himself.
Yeah, it's fine. They
It's
dress
a-
warmly.
It's a freezer, so
They just warmly.
Now, you could make this a flashback, you could make this a sidestep, you can make whatever you want out of it if you want to establish your own scene.
Or you can choose good or bad.
There is an aftermath part where we have to calculate the bullshit from our actions and all the good die and the bad die totaled up. So this doesn't end here. It ends with a montage, but you get to put in the last scene.
I'll pick good.
Okay. So I think at this part, what makes sense to me is Kyle's laying on the ground. He knows that the hillbillies and the swamp ape probably want to kill him. So he says, "Ricky, I need you.
Oh my god.
It's making sense now. I've always needed you. You were always there for me. The hamsters, the text messages from other people's strange ice cream burner phones. It was always you, Ricky."
Ricky, don't listen to that terrible man's lies. And Peterson gets the gun ready again.
Peterson, he does love me.
No, he doesn't. He loves that stupid Bitcoin, Bytecoin. I don't know what the hell it is. It ain't worth nothing compared to that. Goddamn.
Yeah, now you listen here, Ricky. City slicker. He's no good. But he could learn to be good if you nurse him back to health out here in the swamps. He thought he was too good for the swamps. But you take him to the shack, the Flem family shack. We'll get you a room set up. You can nurse him back to health. All to yourself. You and him together.
Ricky just yells from the swamp. What did he say? I
That's
can't
Great
understand his
Granddonkey
accent.
says, "Love conquers all."
Sure. I got shot. Help.
Ricky will run over to Kyle and help him up. Don't worry, I have a safe place to take you.
And then it starts playing the do-doom, do-doom,
Are
do-doom.
we creating a Stockholm syndrome kind of situation? Is that
Yeah, as Ricky drags this person to his house in the middle of the
Starting to feel like a
swamp.
This is a real scary movie.
Yeah.
I don't like this ending.
What is
We
that?
have
What is that
convicted felons
Stephen
here
King?
who shot cops, and Ricky's
Kyle's
the
the
bad one.
goddamn. Oh, it's about-
Precious?
So
What is the
What?
Stephen King film where the lady breaks the dude's legs?
Misery.
Misery,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Good ass
it.
movie.
So Okay, so we end there. I'm gonna calculate the numbers on the dice just for everybody, just to be quick. So Ryan, the difference between your good and bad.
Well, I could
Um,
have done it, but fine.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I just figured if it's fake a speed. So
No.
we got. Okay, fuck me, I guess. So let's see aftermath. So let's see. Did you want? Yeah, you can roll for it real quick. Okay, and then yeah, I guess we can all just roll for hours. Oh, good.
Wait, how are you doing this?
So you
Doing
take
what?
the number of
shit.
good and bad dice you have and
Oh
roll.
no. Oh, come on. Yeah, and you got to take the larger, subtract it from the other one.
So yeah, if you just Google dice roller and roll as many d6s as you need.
So each good mark, you roll a dice for each, then?
Yeah, so in
Yeah.
your case, you'd roll 2 good and 3 bad dice. And then you take the difference between them.
Me, but I have
They're 6-sided dice, right?
So Ronnie, you're gonna roll 4d6.
yeah.
All right, what's
Minus
the
1d6.
number?
Second. It is 10.
Okay, and then roll another d6.
And so
One.
in
One.
only one, oh snap, that's pretty good.
All
So
right, so
I'll
you get a
start off.
9.
So I'll
For
start
good-
off. I got an
for good.
11. Black die are bad die. So I got a 11. So black 11 means pretty good. All things considered, you're coming out of this smelling like a rose. You're a little bit off. Maybe you got the girl, or maybe you just didn't get caught. So yeah. And what we'll do is we're gonna do like one little montagey clip for every one of the dice that we've got. So what we can do is we can just kind of quickly go through it super quick with montages. But so Ryan, you got 6 for good.
Yeah.
So 6 in good is weak. Hey, you're busted, beaten, broke down, but at least you've learned a lesson about human greed and frailty, right? It'll serve you well in prison, which is where you're probably headed.
Yeah, it checks out.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Okay. And then Anthony, you got a 7 for good. So you got the same thing. So,
oh, so we both
Horace
went to
for
prison.
stu- Ronnie got a 9, which is nothing to crow about. Not better, but not way worse either. Maybe the car is wrecked or your wife is leaving you or there's a court date, but compared to some of the other people you know. Yeah, this is kind of eerie how well this is working out for your
I think there's a
storyline here
court
with the
date
sheriff in the fridge. And then Jared, you got a 2 for good. Oh.
Yep.
Ooh, I wonder what that's like. Merciless. You might not be dead on the outside, but you're sure as hell are dead on the inside. The emotional or mental wounds you have suffered will never heal. The future is a brick wall. Well, that's
Oh, no.
alarming. So because mine's pretty good, I'll start with mine. I'm gonna do one of my bad die. I am definitely trapped in a small cabin in the fucking woods for way too goddamn long, being Ricky's like man bride trapped outside in the woods, and it is strange and it is weird. And Swamp married makes sense now to him. So
my
next
God.
is Horace. So you can choose to do a quick scene for either your 1 bad die or your 2 good die. Because you got to do 1 scene for each die that you have. So
well, let's start with the bad die.
Horace goes to jail as an accessory to a crime.
And
Endangering
he
swamp
goes to
apes.
prison for his involvement with the swamp pumps and all of the gunfire going on out in the woods. He doesn't really know what happened, but deep down, he's still just happy to have been included.
Very good. So next we'll do Ryan. You can do one of the bad or the good.
So what do you mean by one of the bad or the good?
Because you have 2 good die and 2 bad die, you can do like 1 quick scene for each. you don't have to do it this way, but they say in the optional rules that essentially for each die, good or bad, you get to do one like little snapshot scene in your sort of montage ending of what happens after the story's over, and you can make it a quick good or a quick bad.
But it has to tie into our total roll somehow.
Yeah, the idea is that the main summary of all this.
All right, you want to scroll up to what I got again, just so I can make sure I make this make sense.
Yeah, because with the 6, you got the one where it's a week ending, where you
Yeah, I
probably
got
ended up
it,
in
yeah.
prison, but you learned a lot.
So I
So
mean,
it doesn't have to be long.
thankfully, Cletus was able to recover Maribel, and she is in the shop and getting fixed up. Nothing too terrible. Not so great. Cletus is fully back in prison, but he got out once. He could get out again. And the stunt maker, really, it'll live to ride another day.
And
Somewhere out in the
prison
swamp.
might be bad, but at least he's got his cousin who knows how to be in the swamp again.
Yep.
Those two stinky, smelly
He
inmates.
brought the
All right, what about-
swamp back to Horace.
What about Peterson? Because we got that not too bad story, but you've got 4 good scenes to play out and 1 bad scene. So sounds like you probably did a short stint or went to court over Fleetus putting the gun in your lap, and you probably pinned it all on Fleetus and got off scot-free. But I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine he pinned it on him, but I feel like he's getting a court case for some ice cream contamination there.
Yeah, that's a separate one. It's one of those double jeopardy things where somehow it's contaminated by Fleetus goop, so it doesn't count. But
Yeah,
The cop
Okay.
got bored in the freezer and it started investigating.
Yeah, found the caramel.
there's some
they don't
Caramel.
spell that with a K. What about Ricky? Ricky, you got the really god awful ending. Somehow you rolled a really bad number, apparently. So you got 2 good things that happened, and apparently 2 very bad things that happened. So
Yeah, well, after Ricky and Kyle spent probably months together, at some point Ricky got a little too relaxed and Kyle ran off. I would assume Kyle would is the first chance he got, even though he was playing Ricky. But Ricky thought it was love and is now pretty fucked up in the head about it.
it's sad. Yeah, but what does
Even
fucked
more
up
so
in the
than
head look like
before.
in Sucker Creek? I like to think that Ricky actually, in some weird way, fell in love with the swamp ape.
I was gonna
And
say
decided that, like-
he found that swamp ape, you know?
And Ricky's in love with
Secretly
swamp.
dragged the swamp ape later back to his basement that he wasn't keeping fucking Kyle in, you know? And that's his
I like
true
thinking-
lover.
I like thinking that for Kyle's like full ending of how he ends up on top, that somehow he got his hands on Fleetus's like his investing account and realized that like he was invested in Bitcoin and not Bytecoin, and he actually had like millions of dollars in it. So he was able to take a very a wise amount, a very controlled amount of Bitcoin from Fleetus and start a new life, not as Kyle, but as Chad. An equally
Oh.
douchey name somewhere else, where now he offers alpha male lessons and teaches men how to be their top dog men.
But does he have
Oftentimes-
Alexis?
Yeah. And he oftentimes references having to fight a swamp ape in the woods alone and how he got shot in the leg by a swamp ape with a gun and survived. But every
I
once in
did
a
it,
while, he
you
thinks of
can't-
Ricky and how much he
If I
owes
did it,
Ricky.
you can too. Learn how for 9 easy payments of $9.99.
Thanks.
I mean, it all
Well,
checks out
folks-
for Cletus because he got in when Bitcoin was early and thought he had like $37 worth of it.
It's got a K after it and like 5 zeros, just like $5 million in there. Well, I mean, unless there's any other wrap up, I mean, that was Fiasco, and this felt like quite the fucking fiasco. I think it's funny how this whole thing took place in like 2 hours when you think about it. Like this whole storyline was just in and fucking out. We started at an ice cream store and ended up in the woods.
Yeah.
The woods soaked in fucking meth smoke.
Yeah,
Just
I
meth
mean
and swamp
that
right there.
that tea water is probably still on fire to this day.
Oh my god. Smoky.
So they
Good
hell.
old
say.
Sucker Creek. Well, I mean, unless anybody's got any final thoughts on this, I think that's a good spot to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Halloween,
game.
everybody.
I was gonna say, I hope this is a spooky episode, but kind of comes off as being more of a stupid hillbilly criminal show. I think Ricky was the
good.
only scary character in this whole thing, and I don't feel like he was supposed to be, but
Just let me love you.
Kyle just too oblivious to it. But this was fun. This is the first game of Fiasco we ever played. I know I sprung it on you guys with it, but I think it played really well. I'm finding my
just-
cheeks hurt from laughing as much as I did.
I just can't wait to listen to every single way I said city slicker later.
Oh my god.
Some
know
of
what's
them we
sad?
couldn't understand
No,
because you were
that's-
just so crazy
Where I
with
was,
it.
I was
That's
that
That
was that was good.
that's what I wanted. Like every time just gets more wild.
But I think your
Rest in
mic cut
peace
you out for some of
to
it.
headphone
rough.
dude for the swamp ape call.
Oh my god.
Anthony,
I'm
one
probably
more
gonna have-
time for posterity.
Ah!
Oh my god.
All right, everybody. Well, I think on that glorious ape-inspired note, I think that's where we're gonna end it. So, goodbye, everybody.